guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing our test hands for the Zombie Horde deck that last time we actually talked about in the deck profile video. So if you guys haven't checked that out, then be sure to do so. But also I'd like to remind you guys to also share these videos, as it really does help spread the channel. And don't forget to also subscribe to be updated with the most latest videos. But with that being said, I want to make one particular update on this particular deck, given that in the deck profile I mentioned that I didn't have Halki 5 racks, and instead I'm going to be playing the Ultimate Zolkin. I've played Ultimate Zolkin in the past in this deck before and it has worked out, so hopefully in this particular test hand video I can demonstrate at least one hand or one play that will bring out Ultimate Zolkin and show the best of it. And given how many level 8 synchros we actually have in the deck anyway, it definitely works out really amazingly to have Zolkin in the deck. But with that being said, let's just get started. Alright, so opening hand here, not too bad, but of course we have the upstart, so we might as well start off with that. If you guys Ash Blossom and upstart, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but we're going to draw the top card. We have a Monster Reborn, so that's okay, but in this particular case we could obviously see that we do have 2 uni zombies, so maybe we could actually make something work here. So in this particular case we could actually normal summon out the uni zombie. I'm going to use his effect, allowing you to actually send off one of your cards to the graveyard. I'm going to send off the Mizuki, and that would be quite fantastic to actually start things off here. Uni zombie will now go up a level. This will allow him to actually be a level 4. Now next we actually have here a Foolish, which is quite nice because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the Foolish Burial, and this will allow me to actually discard. And let's see, what am I actually going to get rid of? In this case we don't really need the Solitaire, but the Necro World Banshee is not too bad of an option. So what I would actually do is I'm going to get rid of the Banshee to the graveyard, and we're going to use Mizuki's effect and banish him to special summon out the Banshee. Since they're both level 4s, you could actually just use the 2 of them and synchro up. And what I love about this particular new synchro, not necessarily synchro variant, but I guess with Master Rule 5, if we want to call that, we could actually just go for a synchro summon or fusion summon or ritual summon. Well, ritual summon's fine, but fusion, synchro, and XCs, you can just summon it out in any of your monster zones. You don't have to bring it out in extra monster zones anymore, and this opens up a lot of opportunity, of course, so it's definitely quite amazing. But your options here obviously are these particular ones. Obviously Savage won't be useful in this particular scenario, given that obviously you don't have any links, so that's more so a mid to late game card. But you could actually go for the Void Ogre, because obviously that would actually allow you to have a negate, or you could even go for the Omega, and in this case I kind of just want to go for the Omega just because I think it's a fun option. But yeah, with that being said, you have the Banshee. Now you could actually banish off the Banshee, and this will allow you to set off the zombie world. And with that being said, let's see, you actually have the Fraulein in the ready, so that's okay, but you also have the Monster Reborn as well, which makes this quite interesting. Let's see what else we can do here. I mean, at this point, this is all we could really do, and this is okay in hand as well, but I do actually have an alternative play. So let's actually rewind this just a bit, and I'm going to show you guys an alternative play that's actually a bit more on the optimal side. So let's go back here. So we had this, we had this, we had this. This will go back, Zombie World will go back as well, and we have these two over here. So in this particular scenario, instead of going for the Banshee, which we sent off with the Foolish, we have the Uni Zombie out already, sending off Mizuki from deck to the graveyard. So this is where we left off. Uni Zombie is now a level 4, of course. Now, since we ditched off Mizuki, we're gonna use Uni Zombie's second effect and discard the Fraulein. by discarding the Fraulein, it now gains another level. So now it's a level 5. Next, we're going to activate, well, not activate, we're going to activate Mizuki's effect over here and special summon out Fraulein. So you guys could obviously already see where I'm going with this, but essentially we are going to be going for an Ultimate Zolkin because you have a level 5 non-tuner and you have a level 5 tuner monster. So we're going to send these two to the graveyard, and this will allow us to bring out our Ultimate Zolkin. What's great about Ultimate Zolkin is obviously since it's a synchro, like I said, it's going to go in the monster zones instead. So you could always just use the extra monster zones for your links instead as well, and that's quite nice. But we have Foolish and we have a Monster Reborn as well. Doesn't matter, we're just going to set one of them. This will obviously trigger off Zolkin's effect. Keep in mind his effect is once per turn, so you could try and set this as well, but it's not going to do anything. But we set off the Foolish Burial, so now we could summon a level 8 or level 7 Dragon Synchro monster from our extra deck. So in this case, you can't bring out the Shogun Saga, you can't bring out Omega, and you can't really bring out the Necro Dragon as well. So these are your options here. Like I said in the deck profile before in the deck profile video, I did say that I could actually play a Beals if you actually wanted to in alternative to the Red Dragon Archfiend. But with this particular scenario, I kind of wanted to go for the Void Ogre, and that would also be quite nice as well. Alright, really cool here. So now let's actually take a look at what else we actually have in the graveyard and what we could actually do. So we could actually just go for the Foolish, and this will allow us to obviously get rid of our cards. So what can we get rid of here? I was thinking maybe we could get rid of, perhaps we'll get rid of Gozuki. That'd be okay. And then we could activate the Monster Reborn, bring back the Gozuki. Gozuki would then send a zombie monster from our deck to the graveyard. So in this particular case, we could send off our second copy of Mizuki right here. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I emphasize that Mizuki is better off being played at 3 instead of 2, because it's just so versatile and it's not a hard once per turn. So why would you actually play less than that? But that being said, I'm going to banish off the second one, and we're going to bring back the Uni Zombie. And so now we have the Gozuki and the Uni Zombie together, and yeah, this pretty much allows us to go for a 7 this time. So we're going to go for our Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon, and overall this is just a really nice start to go off with. Obviously, instead of Void Ogre, since his effect isn't active, since you have a card in the hand, you could just go for the Beals instead. But like I said, I'm just doing this to give you guys ideas. You guys can easily just adjust your deck in any kind of way. That's the whole thing with zombies, it's meant to be flexible, so feel free to adjust it whatever way you want. But with these basic cards here, I'm kind of giving you guys a rough rundown of how things are actually being played out. Alright, so in the previous test hand, I didn't realize that we'd already done it for about 8 minutes or so. So that's almost half the video already, and it's going to be a pain to upload if this video turns out to be too long. But with that being said, let's just quickly continue with this. So we have Upstart, which is a really great start, of course. Draw a card, we have a Uni Zombie. Now, one thing you could do is, instead of wasting the Upstart so early on like that, what you could do is, instead of doing this, you could keep it in the hand for now because this is a zombie deck, and you could actually just deck thin. You see the Solitaire over here, you could actually just normal summon out the Solitaire, and the Solitaire will banish himself, or tribute himself of course, and then special summon a Zombie Tuner. In this case you summon out the Uni Zombie from your deck, forget the one over here, that's okay, and then we could use Uni Zombie's effect, allowing you to actually get rid of something from the deck. So you could actually think carefully about what you want to get rid of. I'm thinking let's get rid of Mizuki from the hand first and increase his level by 1, so he's now a 4. And then next we're going to use his second effect, allowing us to actually get rid of, let's see, Should we do that? We could go for, like I said, another synchro, but no, it's okay. We'll go for the uni zombie again, and we could always ditch off. Now keep in mind, I want to bring up something as well. You could go for Zolkin again, so you could actually use his second effect, ditch off Fraulein. Fraulein will go to the grave, banish off Mizuki, special summon out Fraulein. Fraulein is level 5, uni zombie is now level 5 as well. Send them both to the graveyard, bring out Zolkin, set the upstart goblin, bring out one of your level 7 or 8 dragons, and you can just continue from there. But for a bit of variety, I'm going to be doing something a bit different other than the Ultimire play, since you guys are already familiar with it given the first test hand. So in this case, I'm going to send off Gozuki to the graveyard instead, and from there I'm going to banish off the Mizuki, special summon out Gozuki. So this is the level 5, remember that. Gozuki will now send another zombie to the graveyard. So in this case, let's think carefully about what we want to send off. We have Baladrock over here, which is quite nice, but what I'm thinking is maybe we would actually go for the Banshee. Could send off the Banshee, banish off the Banshee. This would obviously allow us to go for our zombie world, which is quite nice. Now, as you can see here, you could actually go for the Halki Fibrax as well. You know, sadly I don't have the Halki Fibrax, so I'm gonna have to work my way around that. But that's okay. Now we can actually upgrade play the upstart goblin, sorry. So let's shuffle out our deck and let's see what we draw into. Alright, upstart goblin, and we're drawn to a solitaire. So obviously that's okay. I mean, it's more so we play it for the consistency. But yeah, right here we have Baladrock and we have the uni zombie. Looks like we can't really do anything at the time being, but we might be able to do something in the sense that perhaps we have this. So let's see. That's a level 5 still, so it's kind of unfortunate. I want to figure out a way to actually get rid of it, but you know what, that's okay. We actually have over here Anaconda. Actually, in this case, yeah, you're right, I'll actually go for it. I'm going to go for the Gozuki and the Uni Zombie, allowing me to go for the Anaconda. So Anaconda is now out, whoops. Then we could use Gozuki's effect, allowing us to actually a lot of people forget about the second effect of it, but you could banish one zombie monster from your graveyard except himself, and then special summon a zombie monster from our hand. So in this case, we're going to banish off the zombie, the uni zombie, because you know what, it doesn't matter, you already have another one in hand anyway. And now we could special summon out one of our zombie monsters. In this case, I'm bringing out Baladrock, and because Baladrock and Zombie World are both on the field, Baladrock has the negate, and it also has the non-targeting banish as well, which is definitely very powerful. Keep in mind, you also have the Verte Anaconda as well, so in this case you can just pay 2,000, and send one fusion or poly, normal or quick play spell from your deck to the graveyard, and it gets the effect. So it's up to you whether or not you want to play that right now or not, but yeah, it gives you that option. However, everything's looking pretty good right now, so let's move. Alright, so this is going to be the last of our test hands going first, and yeah, we'll just see how we go here. We have Shirano Solitaire, 2 of them, so we could play it and tribute it off, special summon out the uni zombie from our deck. Very nice. Now, like I said in the deck profile, I said that with the Solitaire you could actually play 2 or 3, it's up to you on how you want to adjust the ratios. In this case, the fact that it's coming up so often alongside the uni zombie, I am actually considering dropping the Solitaire down to 2 copies. And with the extra space, you guys might be wondering, well, what could I be playing? Well, there's actually Jacko Bolan, where I actually didn't have that card featured in the deck profile. I think one of you guys actually did mention it to me why I wasn't playing that particular card. It's simply because I don't have the card. I never bought into Eternity Code, so unfortunately I wasn't able to actually get that card, but I want to actually play 2 copies of Jacko Bolan in this particular deck, simply because it's a really amazing card and easy to special summon and extend your plays. And by doing so, I would remove 1 copy of the Solitaire for that. But with that being said, let's continue on. So with Zombie, you're going to ditch off the Mizuki to the graveyard and obviously gain a level. Its second effect allowing you to ditch another one. In this particular scenario, you could actually just ditch off the Baladrock, special summon Baladrock using Mizuki, which is already very powerful by the way, but you know what, it doesn't matter. In this case, that's one of your options. So that's option one, is to send this to the grave and special summon it out using Mizuki. The second option is to go for the Fraulein again. Where is it? Right over here near the top. So we could send the Fraulein. Mizuki would special summon out Fraulein. This would be a level 5 and they both go for Zolkin again. You set the Book of Life, allowing you to summon out one of your level 8 or 7 dark dragon monsters. Doesn't actually have to be dark as well, actually. It could just be any dragon monster that's a level 7 or 8 synchro. But yeah, that's another option that's available. But keep in mind, we could still continue on. So you could actually also just send off the Gozuki as well. So by sending off Gozuki, wherever it is, again at the top of the deck, oh my goodness, send off Gozuki, Mizuki would then special summon it. Actually, oh wow, we could actually do quite big plays here. So we could actually banish off Solitaire using Gozuki's effect. Gozuki would allow you to then special summon a zombie from your hand. So I'm going to summon out the Zombie. Now keep in mind, this is a level 3 and this is level 5. So what you could do is you could banish off the Mizuki, special summon out Gozuki, and Gozuki's effect allows us to send a zombie monster from our deck to the graveyard. So in this case, let's think, what do we actually want to send off to the graveyard? And I'm thinking, well, you could actually send off the Banshee. That wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Keep in mind we have Book of Life, so assuming the opponent actually goes for the hand trap, you technically have a monster reborn in the hand, which is pretty nice as well. But yeah, that being said, we have options for obviously 3 and 4 will allow us to go for a level 7. We have our Necro Dragon, but we also can go for link plays as well, and that's definitely fine. For example, we have Banshee, we have Fraulein, so this is not bad too. But we could also just send the Baladrock or the Glow of Bloom. I mean, the options are actually quite endless, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot we could actually do here. But hopefully this actually gives you guys an idea. For example, I'm going to send off the Plague Spreader right now. And Plague Spreader can special summon itself, allowing us to put the Solitaire at the top of the deck. And keep in mind, with Solitaire on our following turn, we actually have a play because we know exactly what we have coming up here. But yeah, we have Plague Spreader and we have Gozuki as well, allowing us to go for a variety of different plays if we actually wish to in this particular case. So Gozuki and the Zombie, this will pretty much allow us to go for, I'll just put that in defense for now, but those two will allow us to go for our Red Eyes Necro. And of course we have Zombie and Plague Spreader, allowing us to link into whatever options we want. We could also go for the Anaconda if we want to, but in this case we don't really have to go for Anaconda. We could also go for the Ip Masquerina. We could also go for the Vampire Sucker as well. So we have a lot of good variety of options here, and like I said, next turn we have Book of Life active, and we also have the Shiranui that we know we're going to draw into as well. But yeah, this is like all pretty nice and all. So yeah, hopefully you guys actually enjoyed that. Definitely drop a like if you guys enjoyed this, and also don't forget to comment down below as well your thoughts on this. What would you actually do? Because I actually spent more time explaining things in this particular video, it did actually take a lot longer because I was like going with different simulations. With one opening test hand, I went into 3 or 4 different simulations, so it ended up making this video very long. So I'm gonna have to do part 2 for this in a separate video because I don't want this to be like more than 30 minutes, it's going to be a huge pain to actually upload. Just because I already have bad internet as it is. Gonna try and end this video right now, and I'll see you guys soon for part 2. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.